Hi everybody, my name is Boss Mode Billy. I like to make gaming content as well as other videos. Please like and subscribe to my channel if you love Roblox as much as I do. I'm going to do more gameplay videos and walkthrough tutorials in the future, so make sure you ring that bell for notifications. Welcome back to Too Many Weapons. Are you a part of the Boss Mode Nation? Let me know in the comments below if you are Boss Mode. Let's get into it, gamers. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about something that I think is really important, and that's the value in following Jesus and not losing faith. Embracing the teachings of Jesus provides a moral foundation and sense of purpose, guiding individuals through life's challenges and uncertainties. For me, having a strong faith has been a game changer. It's helped me navigate through the ups and downs of life, and given me a sense of direction and clarity when things get tough. I believe that's what Jesus' teachings are all about, providing a framework for living a meaningful and purposeful life, and helping us to stay grounded and focused on what's truly important, even when the world around us seems to be spinning out of control. As I've walked through my own journey of faith, I've come to realize that it's not always easy. There are definitely times when doubts and fears creep in, and it's hard to keep the faith. But what I've learned is that it's in those moments of uncertainty that we have a choice to make. We can let our fears and doubts consume us, or we can choose to hold on to our faith and trust that God has a plan, even when we can't see it. For me, following Jesus has been about learning to trust in His goodness and to have faith that He is always working for my good, even when things don't make sense. It's a journey, not a destination, and it's one that requires patience, perseverance, and a willingness to trust in something bigger than ourselves. I want to share some of my own personal experiences with you and talk about how following Jesus has impacted my life and helped me to stay strong in my faith even when things get tough. I'll be sharing some of the lessons I've learned along the way and some of the ways that I've found to stay connected to my faith and to keep moving forward even when the road ahead seems uncertain. My hope is that by sharing my story, I can inspire and encourage you to hold on to your faith and to trust that God is always working for your good, no matter what you're going through. As I've continued on my journey of following Jesus, I've noticed that one of the most profound effects of deepening my faith has been the development of a stronger sense of resilience and perseverance. It's amazing how having a solid foundation of faith can help you navigate adversity with courage and hope. When life throws you curveballs, and it will, having a deepened faith gives you the strength to stand firm, to trust that God is still in control, and to know that He is working everything out for your good. I've found that the more I've invested in my faith, the more I've been able to bounce back from setbacks, to persevere through difficult times, and to trust that God is always working to bring about a positive outcome. I think one of the key reasons for this is that when you're deeply rooted in your faith, you begin to see that your struggles and challenges are not the end of the story. You start to understand that they're actually opportunities for growth, for learning, and for becoming more like Jesus. This perspective shift is huge because it allows you to approach adversity with a sense of courage and hope, rather than fear and anxiety. You begin to realize that you're not alone, that God is with you, and that He's got a plan to bring you through to the other side. And when you know that, you can face anything that comes your way, knowing that you've got the strength and the resilience to overcome it. For me, this has been a total game changer, because it's allowed me to approach life with a sense of confidence and hope, even in the midst of uncertainty and adversity. I've also noticed that as I've deepened my faith, I've become more aware of the importance of community and support. Having a strong faith doesn't mean that you're immune to struggles or challenges, but it does mean that you've got a network of people around you who can support and encourage you along the way. When you're part of a faith community, you've got people who can pray with you, who can offer words of encouragement, and who can remind you of God's love and presence in your life. This is so important because it reminds you that you're not alone, and that you've got a whole team of people cheering you on as you navigate the ups and downs of life. And when you've got that kind of support, you can face anything that comes your way, knowing that you've got the resilience and perseverance to overcome it. The community and support that comes with following Jesus is one of the most beautiful and life-giving aspects of being a Christian. When you're part of a faith community, you're surrounded by people who understand what you're going through, who can relate to your struggles, and who can offer words of encouragement and comfort when you need it most. For me, being part of a community of believers has been a total lifeline, especially during difficult times. There's something so powerful about knowing that you're not alone, that there are people who care about you, who are praying for you, and who are willing to support you through the ups and downs of life. I've experienced this in my own life when I've been going through tough times, and I've had people from my church or my small group reach out to me, offer to pray with me, or just listen to me when I need someone to talk to. It's amazing how a simple phone call, text message, or conversation can completely turn your day around and remind you that you're not alone. And it's not just about receiving support. Either being part of a faith community also gives you the opportunity to give back, to support and encourage others who may be going through their own struggles. When you're part of a community of believers, you're part of a bigger story, one that's all about loving and serving one another and helping each other to grow in our faith. One of the things that I love about the community that comes with following Jesus is the diversity of people who are part of it. You've got people from all walks of life, from different backgrounds, cultures, and experiences, all united by a common faith and a common purpose. And yet, despite our differences, we're able to come together, support one another, and encourage each other to live out our faith in the world. It's a beautiful thing to see, and it's something that I think is really unique to the Christian community. When you're part of a faith community, you're not just part of a group of people who share similar interests or hobbies. You're part of a family that's committed to loving and supporting one another, no matter what. And that's something that's truly life-changing. As I've continued on my journey of following Jesus, I've come to realize that one of the most profound benefits of staying true to my faith is the ability to cultivate a deeper understanding of my values and principles. When you're committed to living out your faith, you're forced to examine what's truly important to you and to prioritize your values and principles accordingly. For me, this has been a game changer because it's allowed me to live a more authentic and meaningful life. I've been able to strip away the things that don't truly matter and to focus on the things that bring me joy, purpose, and fulfillment. When you're living out your faith, you're not just going through the motions of life, you're intentionally pursuing a path that's guided by your values and principles. You're not just trying to fit in with the crowd or to keep up with the latest trends, you're trying to live a life that's true to who you are and to what you believe in. And that's a really liberating thing because it allows you to be yourself without apology or pretension. You're not trying to impress anyone or to gain anyone's approval. You're simply trying to live a life that's pleasing to God and that's authentic to who you are. I think one of the biggest benefits of staying true to my faith is that it's given me a sense of clarity and purpose. I know what I stand for, and I know what I'm living for. I'm not just drifting through life, trying to find my way. I'm intentionally pursuing a path that's guided by my values and principles. And that's given me a sense of confidence and direction, even in the midst of uncertainty and chaos. I know that I'm not perfect, and that I'll make mistakes along the way, that I also know that I'm not alone, and that I've got a community of believers who are supporting and encouraging me every step of the way. By staying true to my faith, I've also been able to develop a greater sense of self-awareness and introspection. I'm more aware of my strengths and weaknesses, and I'm more intentional about pursuing personal growth and development. I'm not just trying to coast through life or to get by on autopilot. I'm trying to live a life that's marked by intentionality, purpose, and passion. And that's allowed me to cultivate a deeper sense of meaning and fulfillment, even in the midst of challenges and setbacks. I'm not just living for the moment, I'm living for eternity, and that gives me a sense of perspective and purpose that's hard to find anywhere else. As I reflect on my own journey of following Jesus, I'm reminded that the ultimate benefit of maintaining faith in Him is the profound sense of peace and fulfillment that it brings. When you're living a life that's guided by your faith, you begin to realize that your life has purpose and direction, even in the face of uncertainty and adversity. You're no longer controlled by the ups and downs of life because you know that you're part of a bigger story, a story that's been written by God Himself. And that's a really liberating thing because it allows you to live with a sense of confidence and hope, even when the world around you seems to be falling apart. I think one of the most beautiful things about maintaining faith in Jesus is the way it changes your perspective on life. You begin to see that your struggles and challenges are not the end of the story, but rather a part of a larger narrative that's still unfolding. You start to understand that your life is not just about you, but about the impact you can have on the world around you. And that's a really empowering thing, because it gives you a sense of purpose and direction that's hard to find anywhere else. You're no longer just trying to survive, you're trying to thrive and to make a difference in the lives of those around you. For me, maintaining faith in Jesus has been a journey of discovery, as I've come to realize that my life has purpose and meaning that goes far beyond my own limited understanding. I've learned to trust in God's goodness, even when things don't make sense, and to have faith that He's always working for my good. And that's given me a sense of peace and fulfillment that I never thought possible. I'm not perfect, and I still have my doubts and fears, but I know that I'm not alone, and that I've got a God who loves me and is always with me. Ultimately, maintaining faith in Jesus leads to a profound sense of peace and fulfillment, because it gives you a sense of perspective and purpose that's hard to find anywhere else. You're no longer controlled by the fears and anxieties of this world, because you know that you're part of a bigger story, a story that's been written by God Himself. And that's a really beautiful thing, because it allows you to live with a sense of hope and confidence, even in the face of uncertainty and adversity. So, if you're struggling to find meaning and purpose in your life, I want to encourage you to consider the profound impact that faith in Jesus can have. It's not always easy, and it's not always straightforward, but it's worth it, because it leads to a life of profound peace and fulfillment that's hard to find anywhere else. Thanks for watching! If you want to see more of this content, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe. And don't forget to ring that notification bell. Peace out, gamers!